Welcome to River City Plus. It is the show after the show, and today I'm hanging out with Ryan Tillman. She's a yogi. Been a friend of the show, since we started. This is one of the few times we're not having Ryan bend and contort. We're having a different conversation today, so just get a little different vibe with you.
Yes, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
So we've just been having this discussion, and I followed your travels since you first joined us, and I'm like, this girl goes everywhere. She dips out for a couple weeks here and there, and it's for yoga retreats, but they're all intentional. And we'll get into that, but you have an event coming up Friday that is all about intentional. It's Friday, but the new moon is in Pisces Thursday, but this still has that tie. So please enlighten us what's going on Friday.
Look at you knowing your stuff,
Oh,
the exact date and everything.
I got you, Aries sis. What's
up? I love it. So, like you just said, the actual new moon is on Thursday. Our ceremony is on Friday. So when we look at the lunar cycles, you're going to have usually about 2 days before the actual lunar event and then about 2 days after. Some say 2 to 3, just kind of depending that you're still in that big energetic shift. Mm-hmm. And the new moon and the full moon are the points that are usually hit on. New moon is a time when the moon is renewing itself, so you see all the stars. You see a much darker night sky. So for a lot of us, that means more relaxation, more reflection, more turning inward, and a beautiful place to set intentions. Not so much of a state of action like a full moon, right? You hear about the wolves howling on a full moon and everybody's wild on a full moon. More of a state of action, where new moon is more about intention setting. It's more about inner reflection. And so we will be having our 5-year anniversary for me and Sarah at Bella Vita Yoga. So I've done cacao ceremonies all around the world, and that was something that you did not see, or at least I had never seen in this area. And I knew I wanted to have someone with me, and Sarah's just the most perfect partner for this. She brings a traditional instrument called a harmonium. And so she has a harmonium. I make ceremonial grade cacao from different places of the world. So as I travel the world.
Pump the brakes on that real quick. So it's we're going. So I do my new moon wishes each month. So I am at that. I need to go back and review and see how things work. But let's talk about the cacao, because you're going on a retreat and you're like, I'm looking for this specific cacao. And I'm like, wait, what are we talking about? The beans.
Yes.
And you're doing the ceremony with the beans. What is the significance?
Yes. So that's a layered question and layered answers.
I got time.
Okay. So I'll hit you with what would interest most people from a health standpoint. If you remember about, maybe 5 to 7 years ago, raw cacao, cacao being one of the highest antioxidants, the health benefits of it. And when I say cacao, I'm not saying cocoa. I'm not saying a hot chocolate. Sometimes people will be like, I'm ready for my hot chocolate. I'm warning.
Cacao.
Way earthier than a hot chocolate. So there's a lot of health benefits when it hasn't been over processed, right? So when we look at the cacao bean, so it's a beautiful pod. It comes into this pod type fruit, looks almost like a melon. You cut it open, there's this white gooey stuff that's so sweet, and then there's the hard raw cacao bean. You do not want to pop that in your mouth and try to chew it.
Yeah, okay, noted.
You don't want to do that. If you do, you're going to have a rude awakening.
I got enough teeth issues.
Same. So super high in antioxidants, and then it has so many amazing health properties that make it one of our strongest superfoods.
Yeah.
And so we've got a lot of nutritional properties and values within it, and then we have the energetics of it. So it's considered a heart-opening plant.
Okay.
So from a physical aspect, it's opening your blood capillaries. So you will feel more blood flow. So you will feel a subtle sense of alertness and stimulation. Unlike coffee, it's not giving you a jittery nervous system kind of effect. It's just increasing your blood flow from the heart to the brain, increasing clarity of mind, calming of the body, while creating in a matter of alertness of the mind.
So many layers. She just hit me with a bunch right there.
So many layers.
But that was good info, because like you said, most of us drink coffee because we're into that fix. But so cacao, I know it's not the same, but could it be kind of a cousin to kava? Am I reaching?
No, I would say that, and my hesitation is because I don't know as much about kava as I probably should to answer that question. But as far as it being something natural that can give a calming yet stimulating effect, I would say yes.
And we'll leave it at that.
Yes.
Just leave it at that.
And a lot of people do replace coffee with cacao. So I'll have people after ceremonies be like, this is such a cleaner feeling stimulation without having the negative effects that coffee can give some of us.
I like it. So just really quick, our director Ryan over there always makes fun of me whenever I talk about full moons and Mercury in retrograde and all of that. And he's just like, rant. But I mean, I try to explain to people, it's like, it's not an end all be all kind of an experience. It's just something you can kind of keep in mind as a guide of your day. And, you know, free will reigns supreme. But it's just funny because I'm like, full moon, watch yourself. What does that mean? I'm like, just be careful because, like you said, a lot of people are kind of highly agitated, even if they don't realize it. It's like, why am I so angry? It's a full moon. Like, I have trouble sleeping around the full moon and stuff like that. But back to your ceremony Friday. What, so 5 years, what was the reason that you guys really leaned into that, and why have you kept it going?
Yes. So I had such a call to do it because the emotional end of what can happen when we allow our heart space to open, right? We tend to be kind of rigid in our lives. We tend to have a sense of a guard being up. And as technology progresses, we have less connection in community, less physical connection. And so this is a beautiful energetic aspect of the actual cacao, is it opens the heart and it allows you space to connect to people. So on retreats, I would notice people would have like heart opening breakthroughs and would be able to connect and share with one another in a much more comfortable state than normal. So I wanted to bring that to the community of Jacksonville, and especially out at the beaches. And then to pair it with the new moon, it just makes so much sense as that new lunar cycle is coming in and we're being hit with a new energy and a new focus for that to continue. And then as I found Sarah to partner with, it was just always been so smooth and so fun, and we enjoy doing it. But then hearing feedback from people who have been doing this with us for years and years has just been so amazing.
So it's at the yoga studio. Does that mean you guys are going to be doing poses while you're there, or is it more of kind of a, you know, we're chanting and kind of bonding in that arena, sound bowls?
Yes.
I'm just reaching everywhere.
Yeah,
but,
you're nailing it. So no yoga postures.
Okay.
And so when we think of yoga, there's so much more than the physical shapes, right? Like me flipping upside down for a forearm stand, things like that. It's what we think of as yoga in the United States or in the West a lot. But there's really so much more that make yoga yoga. And so the ceremony is a kind of a taste of what is meditation going to look like. So Sarah has her harmonium, so we'll always go through a few rounds of singing or chanting mantra or bhujans, depending on, again, how far you want to go into the lineage as to the depths of it. So that is activating your voice. And again, it has a very physical and energetic property of that in a way of building connection and community. Between rounds of the chanting or singing, I will either lead through a meditation, a journaling prompt, or there might be an exercise that connects to what is going on astrologically. And then it ends with a really lovely sound bath. So you enjoy the cacao as much as you want throughout the ceremony. I talk a little bit about the potency of ceremony throughout centuries through Central and South America, and we always give so much gratitude for the people who introduced that to us. And then it just kind of goes to whatever the moon is bringing in, and we end it with a beautiful sound bath, so everyone just walks out so relaxed and feeling integrated into what you wanted with the ceremony.
So what should people bring? And then to put it in perspective, a lot of people are like, oh, this isn't for me. It's going to be whatever their hesitation. But this is just an opportunity for someone. This is an introduction.
It sure is. And I always love to say, because I don't think, gosh, I can't tell you the last time we haven't had someone new, but we always have a core group of people. And so I always tell people, I say congratulations and thank you for taking a step out of the ordinary to put yourself in a situation. Sometimes your first cacao ceremony can feel awkward or a little uncomfortable. You sit down and you're like, what's this instrument that Sarah has? What are these words? Because it's most of the time our chanting is in Sanskrit, which is a language that we no longer use, at least over here.
Eons.
one of the most original, if not the original written language.
That's amazing. So do you suggest people, come in comfortable clothes, bring some writing material?
Come comfortable. If you have a journal, bring a journal. We always give you a piece of paper that will have what we'll be singing, that has the description, so you're well aware of anything that you're saying or singing. And we tell people, you can sit and listen, you can hum, you can sing, you can shout it, whatever you want to your level of comfortability. Dress comfortably. You'll notice some people will be a little dressier, some people will be in yoga clothes, some people will be in your pajamas.
Hey.
I say whatever's comfortable, come on.
Hey.
Yeah.
So just to put things in perspective, this is something that Ryan is doing here locally. She's got a bunch of activations throughout the year, but you are going on retreats throughout the year to different areas, and you've got one coming up. You're open to people joining in. So if people want to connect with you, one, to maybe get into some of yoga training, find out more about some of the stuff you have going on, but maybe they're like, I'm super interested in going on a retreat, because what you just broke down for me is something way beyond what I imagine when it comes to yoga and these retreats. So if people want to connect with you online, social, what's the best way?
Yes. So Yoga by Ryan. I'm so original.
But it's Ryan with 2 N's.
Yes, Ryan with 2 N's. So I'm Yoga by Ryan on my Instagram. And then my Facebook's super original as well. I had other people create both of these because I was super resistant to social media. So I'm Ryan Nicole Tillman on Facebook, and then Yoga by Ryan on Instagram. And that's the best way to keep up with me. I do have a website, but again, I'm not very techy. It's not always up to date.
So, we got you. So if you guys are interested in joining Ryan and Sarah,
Yes.
Sarah, Friday at 6 p.m. They're going to be at Bella Vita Yoga Studio. Bella Vita Yoga Studio. Make sure you get that if you want to go online to find out more information, tickets or reservations. Bella Vita Studio or BellaVitaYoga.com.
Yes.
All right. So, Ryan, thanks for hanging out with us
Thank
as
you so
always,
much for
and
having
enlightening.
me.
So, this is where we say namaste.
Namaste.
We'll see you tomorrow for more River City Live.